Heads up everyone, this thick layer of cloud has a dark secret that could take down an airplane, and we have to fly through it in order to land. These clouds are filled with water vapor, and that can turn into deadly ice.
It's just a light dusting, but you see it's gonna blow off already.
Victor Alpha X-ray, roger, to contain swing IFR.
Bring the power levers back, and just fly this airplane down.
Join me as I show you what it's like to fly from the pilot's perspective, an IFR approach through icing conditions to a snowy Canadian runway. It's going to be awesome. Let's go.
Enjoy this, everybody.
I'm Evan, and I've been flying airplanes since I was 14 years old. Being a commercial pilot in the Rocky Mountains is incredible and has led me on some very wild adventures. My mission? To share with you my love for aviation, the outdoors, and all the things I've learned along the way in hopes of inspiring the next generation of adventurers and adventure-seeking pilots. If you're new to the channel, then cheers. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and as always, welcome aboard.
Alright everybody, we're getting ready to fly an ILS approach into Grande Prairie, Alberta. And we have the ILS tuned up, and we have everything into our Garmin TN 750. And beautiful layers of cloud, sun's going down, it is absolutely spectacular.
All right, so for reference here, we're going to take a look at the approach chart. We're going to be starting from DEXA waypoint, then going to Ikbir, then we're going to turn final and fly for runway 30. If we take a look at the vertical part here, we have to be careful. Here's our glide path check at 3250. That's making sure we're on the glide slope correctly and that our altimeters are working. Our minimums are going to be 2390. We'll just round that up to 2400 feet. And then here's the airport diagram. We're going to be landing runway 30. We've already started the descent. Absolutely beautiful view of this layer of clouds beneath us.
Evidence Center, it's Victor Alpha X-ray. Can we get direct to DEX for the approach, or do you want us just on the straight in via Ikbir?
Victor Alpha X-ray, standby.
And I've requested direct to our first waypoint, and this is our approach checklist, RATMO AGS, sort of an acronym I've designed myself to plan my approaches, and we're hopefully going to get clear direct Ikbir, because that'll save a little bit of time and get us on the straight in approach. But we have to make sure we have clearance to do that.
Take my sunglasses off.
First straight in if you can, just for the traffic line.
No problem. Victor Alpha X-ray will plan the ILS by Ikbir, then we'll get set up for that.
Thanks.
Alright everybody, so I'm just going to switch our heading bug, center that, and I'm going to turn autopilot onto heading mode for now. Make sure our course selector is set up, which it is, and I want to make sure that we are identifying the ILS.
Now that beeping you hear is the Morse code identifier for the ILS approach. They're displayed as those dots and dashes next to the localizer frequency, and that's just to verify audibly that you have tuned in the correct frequency.
Now the layers of cloud are at about 1,000 feet, and we have a layer here at 5,000 coming up to, well, it's probably this layer right here. But actually I can see the ground through it right now, so I'm thinking it's not going to be that thick. We've probably got 3 layers of cloud to get through. It's -13, so we'll probably pick up a little bit of ice. Make sure pitot-static stall vane heat is on.
It's very important that we do our icing checklist before we enter into clouds, especially when we're dealing with negative temperatures, typically 5 degrees Celsius or lower. If we're in cloud, we want to have the equipment on.
And I've briefed the approach using RATMO, my acronym here. Radios are all tuned in, identified altitudes. We're going to plan Ikbir about 5,500 feet, and then our glide path check at 3250, and our minimums are 2,400 feet. And our overshoot is basically runway heading to 6,000 feet.
Encore 3205, maintain 190 knots or less in alpha spacing.
190 knots or less, Encore 3205.
And we're going to punch through these clouds right now. Enjoy this, everybody.
As soon as we enter into these clouds, you're going to notice the ice starting to accumulate on all parts of the aircraft. You can especially see it right away on the prop spinner. And if you back up the video, it's very noticeable how fast it starts to accumulate. And of course, on the wings, the exact same thing. We've already got ice accumulating. We've only been in the cloud for maybe 3 seconds, but it shows you how fast ice can start to accumulate when you're flying through the tops of clouds.
Yep, already getting some ice on there. but this is pretty thin.
And even though these clouds are thin, it does make you appreciate how fast ice can accumulate. So you wouldn't want to fly into this for extended periods of time.
Oh yeah. We're going to be through this already.
And a reminder of our priorities as a pilot to always aviate, navigate, and communicate.
Fun fact, thinner wing surfaces collect ice faster. I can't remember why that is, but the tail on this airplane is thinner than the main wing, so we expect a little bit more ice on there. And you can barely see it from here. I don't know if the camera will pick it up. But once we're clear of this ice here, we're going to cycle the boots anyways, just in case we picked up a lot more ice on the
Foxtrot, Victor Alpha X-ray, clear Grand Prairie Airport, straight in ILS runway 30, approach IFR transition.
Clear the ILS straight in for runway 30 via IFR transition for Grand Prairie. Victor Alpha X-ray, and you cleared us to 8. Oh, actually, we'll continue below that. We're cleared. Victor Alpha X-ray.
Victor Alpha X-ray, roger, contact Grand Prairie radio now 118.1, so long.
Over to 118.1. Victor Alpha X-ray, have a good day.
Victor Alpha X-ray, sorry, one more thing.
Yeah, ready to copy.
Victor Alpha X-ray, keep the speed up as much as able for traffic behind.
Roger that, we'll be as fast as we can here. Thanks, Victor Alpha X-ray.
Now, because we have other traffic behind us, we're going to try to cross IFR as fast as possible, but we have to do it safely and we have to have a stabilized approach. We're going to plan to cross IFR at 5,450 feet, which is where we should intercept the glide slope.
Okay, we're going to switch over 18.1, and we got some windshield ice here, so I'm going to throw the windshield heat on low for now. I should have had it on going through there. It's just a light dusting, but you see it's going to blow off already, so not much there. I'm going to leave the windshield heat on low, and check out this layer of cloud here. Isn't that lovely?
Yes, the clouds do look beautiful.
Nice.
I love it when there's layers
dusting
of clouds that you have to fly through on the approach. Makes for spectacular video footage.
That's what I call those clouds. Okay, we're going to go down to 5,500 feet. That's above our 25 nautical mile minimum. But it's also what we want to be at when we cross IFR for the ILS. Now we're right at red line here, so 230 knots. We don't want to break that. Just going to shallow on our descent rate a little bit here. We've got a little bit ways to go.
And right now I'm just adjusting our descent rate using the pitch control on the autopilot. I want to shallow it down a little bit.
The clouds are so lovely.
Grand Prairie Radio, it's Victor Alpha X-ray with you, currently about 9 miles back from IFR, and we're planning the ILS runway 30. We should be at the field in approximately 8 minutes.
Foxtrot Victor Alpha X-ray Grand Prairie Radio, roger, runway 30, wind 070 at 5, altimeter 2960.
Roger that. We're keeping best forward speed for us here, Victor Alpha X-ray. We're showing some traffic just straight ahead of us here to the right. Are you showing them as well, or not getting altitude off them?
Victor Alpha X-ray, I did see a helicopter on the radar there. They're working in the river valley, so they're low level. Shouldn't be any conflict for you.
Roger that. Appreciate the heads up, Victor Alpha X-ray.
And there's some bumps. A little bit of turbulence. Shallow on our descent rate here, and add a little bit of power to speed up as fast as we can, because we do have this traffic behind us coming right up our butt, so let's keep on top of this. I'm going to throw our anti-collision lights on, and let's do our descent checks. Everything's good there. 2960 altimeter set. Briefed our approach. Landing checklist. Flaps not required yet. Brakes check, they are off. Landing gear, we'll get that. Prop sync is off. Actually, it's unserviceable. Lights are on. Autopilot yaw damper, we'll leave that on for now. Annunciator panel is clear. Props, cabin heat, and we're going to do our BB gums check anyways. But all this weather just cleared out of the way, so I'm not seeing that 1,000-foot ceiling they were talking about. So that's kind of nice. And you can see straight ahead here we've got a little bit of, well, we got a little bit of steam coming off here. So we could expect some bumps when we fly through that or around that. I'm going to throw this on the autopilot on heading. I'm going to select our ILS here. Everything looks pretty good there. We're already picking it up, so. But we'll fly right to Ikbir first. That's our waypoint we have to cross. We're going to have a little bit of a tailwind for this landing as well. So we have to be aware of that. Runway is a little bit slippery. They just had some snow. So we're going to be light on the braking, use beta, and use these engines to slow us down. That's important.
And that's one of the great things about flying a turboprop up in Canada, is that you can use those engines, use those propellers to slow you up. They create a lot of drag, especially the 4-blade props. Once you land, you can use a little bit of reverse, well, most of the time you don't even need reverse, but as soon as you get the power levers to flight idle, they create so much drag that you pretty much don't even need to use the brakes.
Right at 230 knots right now. So we're going to start coming back on the speed here. Pull the power back a little bit.
Grand Prairie Radio, it's Victor Alpha X-ray. We'll start coming back on the speed a little bit here. We'll try to keep it as fast as we can. Victor Alpha X-ray.
Victor Alpha X-ray, roger.
Okay, I'm going to switch over to the ILS here. And I'm actually going to remove this waypoint there. That looks better. Got our glide slope is alive. We're going to go right over this steam here. So that could get a little bit bumpy. So I'm just going to continue down here to, we'll go to 5,000. And then we'll intercept our ILS from below.
And you can see we still have a layer of clouds ahead hanging over the airport, so we're going to have to fly through these before we see the runway.
Alright, we're going to hit the altitude hold. I'm just going to manually drive the airplane with the heading bug. Actually, I've already got the runway. Wow, the weather was a lot better than expected. Here comes our glide slope. And I'm just going to fly this ILS with the pitch control on the autopilot and the heading bug and see how it does. Alright, let's set our minimums 2400. Actually, I'm going to disconnect the autopilot. Alright, autopilot's disconnected. We'll start slowing up. We'll get the landing gear. That is beautiful.
Grand Prairie Radio, it's Victor Alpha X-ray. We got the runway. We can actually, we'll go ahead and cancel the IFR.
Victor Alpha X-ray, roger. Take your canceling IFR and wind 0705.
Check that, Victor Alpha X-ray.
Alright, props. Up. And let's slow up even more now. Bring those power levers back. Use the props. A little bit of drag that you get with those. Put the gear horn. Silence that. And we kept this as fast as we can. We're going to get above the glide slope here a little bit. So we can get in our safe flap speed. And then things are going to slow up here pretty fast. Okay, first notch of flaps, speed's good, and we're going to drop the gear.
Grand Prairie Radio, it's Victor Alpha X-ray, short final, runway 30, full stop.
Roger.
Okay, lights are on, belts, brakes, gear, 3 green, none of the mixtures, props, switches are all on. Gear, props, and flaps. The get another notch of flaps. Speed's
Grand Prairie
good.
Radio, hello again, on code 3205 on the handoff, descending to 8300 Ikbir in about 2 minutes.
Encore 3205, roger. No pertinent traffic for you, report final.
Report final, on code
Okay,
3205.
let's aim for about 120 knots. We're going to start slowing up here, cross at about 105. Alright, runway looks clear, gear, props, flaps, and we have our clearance. And because we got referenced the terrain around here, we can duck a little bit below the glide slope. Use as much runway as we can. There's 105 knots, gears down, runway's clear. Just going to bring the power levers back and just fly this airplane down. Oh yes, nice and silky smooth. Okay, a little bit of back pressure, grab beta, and pretty much no braking, just lightly touch the brakes, get a feel for the friction. Beautiful. Okay, flaps are up, pressurization's off.
Grand Prairie Radio, it's Victor Alpha X-Ray. Do you want us to backtrack? We can do that for Bravo.
Victor Alpha X-Ray, taxi your discretion, and the truck did inform me that there's a fairly large windrow there across Bravo, so you may want to take Alpha.
Roger that. We'll plan for Alpha then, Victor Alpha X-Ray.
Victor Alpha X-Ray, roger, and no delay in the backtrack if possible. I do have a Dash 8 10-mile final for 30 down in about 3 minutes or so.
Roger that. Actually, I can see him already. We'll expedite this, Victor Alpha X-Ray.
Roger, thanks.
Now there's another airplane on short final, so we have to get off the runway as soon as possible. The next taxiway is down here at the end, so we're going to take that one and get out of the way for the next airplane that's right behind it. I think it's WestJet.
Grand Prairie Radio, Victor Alpha X-Ray, Alpha's at the end, correct?
Affirmative.
Thanks, Victor Alpha X-Ray.
And we're going to shut down here at Happy Gas FBO. It's the primary FBO at Grand Prairie Airport. Great people. They're super friendly. The fuel is fairly priced. And listen to the sound of those PT6s as they wind down. Absolutely delicious. And the passengers, they're going to get out, and I'm going to get the airplane ready for the hangar. It's going to spend a night inside because it's kind of cold tonight.
All right. Airplane's all ready to go in the hangar. Dude, you want to move somewhere warm?
Oh yeah, Florida, probably.
Florida. Yeah, actually Florida's too expensive.
Maybe like Bali.
That's not bad, Bali or Philippines or something.
Thanks for watching, everybody. Hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And as always, if you're new to the channel, welcome aboard. Little cheers to all the new viewers. And if you're curious on what it's like to become a pilot, what the process is, how to get your first aviation job, then I've got videos on my channel that you can check out to help get you started. Absolutely love and appreciate all the support, everybody. So we'll catch you on the next adventure. Happy and safe flying, everybody. Cheers.